So we are now live. We can start in just a few seconds. Okay, we are ready to start.
Good morning, everyone, and good afternoon to those of you who are across the pond in India. We at the New Jersey Small Business Development Center, we welcome you. Just a few notes of welcome before we get started. In case you don't know who we are the premier provider of growth training and consultation supported by the Small Business Administration, the Rutgers University Business School, and of course, New Jersey Business Action Center. And some of these people will be on your presentation today as a resource for you as well. I'm Elaine McLean. I welcome you from the United States and from India. I have been working with the Small Business Development Center for the last 12 years, and I am so glad to have had a partnership with Naveen Pathak and with the global business community. I'm a certified global business professional and have been with the SBDC working on partnerships between our clients and other parts of the world. As such, we at the NJSBDC in New Jersey, we provide training counseling specifically targeted for global expansion, global business planning, and e-commerce. We have been doing this. This is the second time that we've had the global expansion presentation with Entry India. And it's because many opportunities for your participating with this organization. And so that is why we justify repeating it again. I want to mention parenthetically that we're going to make sure that this presentation or this consortium of resources will be presented to you once again by the end of the first half of 2025 so that we can update our skills, our resources, our partners, just to make sure that you get the best opportunity through your partnership with India. Today's event, all the resources that are going to be provided to you are coming from, again, SBDC, New Jersey, SBDC, New Brunswick in particular, but Entry India. You're going to be hearing from Naveen Pathak, who is the head of that organization. We have NJPAC, the SBA. We have information on the DEC. The NJEDA, you're going to get a full complement of the alphabet soup that supports the trade and business development between the United States. Housekeeping note, all of your questions will be entered into the chat. We are not going to be able to entertain live comments from our audience. We've got over a couple of hundred people online, and we don't want to be able to lose our time frame by trying to entertain a lot of questions. However, if your question is not answered during the session, we're going to make sure that we record the question such that we can get back to you with the proper expert at the end of the presentation. Now it is my pleasure to introduce to you Naveen Pathak. And we've been working together a couple of years now. Naveen is just a premier resource. I'm going to let him talk to you about himself, and he will take it from here. Good morning, sir.
Elaine, thank you very much. So, I'll begin with a very warm welcome to all our distinguished speakers from US and India. And of course, to all the participants joining us from both the countries. Good morning to those in the US and good evening to everyone joining from India. Thank you for joining us today for the webinar, Access Opportunities, New Jersey and India Partners for Growth. It is co-hosted by Trade Promotion Council of India, New Jersey Small Business Development Center, and Entry India, Entry USA. It's a pleasure to welcome all of you as we explore the immense opportunities for businesses in both the countries, US and India. Before we begin, I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to Elaine, you from New Jersey Small Business Development Center, and Virat sir, to you, Virat Bahari from Trade Promotion Council of India, for their invaluable collaboration in making this self and the two firms leading Entry India and Entry USA. We are a one-stop and their presence in the US market. So from sourcing US-made products to companies set up to warehousing, facilitating visas, sales facilitation, we are committed to making the journey of cross-border businesses as seamless as possible. Now, hosting webinars like the one that we are doing today is central to our mission. The reason, not only do they open doors for collaboration between businesses in India and US, but they also provide us the opportunity to learn from the experts, from all the experts, the speakers here today, and refine our services to address the real challenges faced by companies like yours. So a big thank you to all of our esteemed speakers for being here with us today. Elaine and I will be introducing the speakers as we move along this program. In my overview today, I'm offering a 64,000 foot view, like a top of the building kind of a view of a broader economic and business landscape between US and India. Our expert speakers will then take you closer to the ground, provide you insights into the realities and practical aspects of business opportunities and challenges. India is a land of incredible opportunities, no doubt about it, and so is US. And US is India's largest trading partner. If you don't know, then you would love to know that. Together, these two economies are robust trajectories. In 2024, the US is projected to grow by 2.8%, according to the US Chamber of Commerce, and India by 7%. So just you're looking at these numbers, but these numbers just not represent economic progress, but they symbolize expanding opportunities. What's even more remarkable is how trade between US and India has evolved over the past 8 years. You will know why am I saying 8 years? That is pre-COVID, between 2000 and 2014 and 18, bilateral trade grew at 10% annually. And that is from $100 billion to $142 billion. But post-COVID, between 20 and 24, it has been growing 15% annually. So the pandemic acted as a reset button, reshaping the supply chains and driving faster collaboration in the post-COVID era. When two economies grow at this rate, the pie for everyone goes larger. This means that if your company that positions themselves strategically today will have a greater slice of the pie tomorrow. The dynamics of trust and collaboration between India and US add further to strengthen this relationship. Now, let me take an example. There are many, many examples, maybe hundreds, if not thousands, but I'm going to take one just to show you what I mean when I use the term trust and collaboration. Let's say, take the example of India's IT industry, which is the backbone on many global companies. Of course, over 1,000 companies from US, with Indian professionals trusted to manage critical back-end operations. You know what it means? It means holding their digital keys. You know what does that mean? The passwords. The passwords of the largest organizations of the US with their operations in India are held by Indians. This is the level of trust that Americans, businesses have on India. Now, let me put it conversely. In India, US-made products are seen as a hallmark of quality, symbolizing trust and excellence. So this is a match made in heaven. Our goal for this webinar is to ensure that all the participants leave better prepared with their specific queries addressed. We encourage you to use the chat box for any questions, which we will address, after all the speaker sessions are done. And Mr. Virat Bahari from Trade Promotion will be moderating the Q&A session at the end. Thank you for being here once again, guys, everyone. And let's dive into what promises to be an insightful, inspiring session. Welcome to Access Opportunities, New Jersey and India, Partners for Growth. Now, to get started with the agenda of this program, it is my privilege to introduce Shri Manish Kulhari ji. He is a Consul Trade at the Indian Consulate in New York for his special address. Manish ji joined, let me give you a small brief background of Mr. Manish Kulhari. He joined Consul as Trade Commerce in August 2022 at Consulate General of India in New York. His previous assignments have included stint in Customs Administration and law enforcement, where he was involved in work related to taxation, audit, drug law enforcement, and general administration. In his present position in New York City, he is responsible for furthering the Indian trade and commerce with US to encourage investments into India. Manish ji, welcome to the show, and mic is yours now.
Thank you very much, Mr. Naveen. Thank you, Miss Ellen. And I'm so excited to see you all. First of all, good morning to our US friends. Good evening and namaste to our Indian friends. I can see that there are around 170 participants. So I'm very excited to see the number. And especially the discussion topic, which is access opportunities. So whoever has done this topic, the heading, that congratulations from my side. Really, actually, we need access opportunities and we need connections at the moment. I think some of the facts which I already noted has been highlighted by Mr. Naveen. I will be very short in that sense, but the direction which Mr. Naveen was taking us into that direction, that is very clear that India-US partnership is growing, and India-US partnership in trade and business is also growing. In that regard, I should say that yes, India and USA is one of the biggest trading partners of India. The trade is being growing. It has been more than 100 billion in terms of goods. If we add services to it, it reaches around 200 billion every year. So yes, this partnership is growing tremendously. And as a Consulate General of India in New York, actually, our job is to facilitate our Indian exporters, is to bridge the connection between the traders and the businesses, including small businesses from India and the USA. And we, as a part of the government of India, is always actually trying to help our exporters, our traders, and who wants to come to USA, whether in the form of sending the goods here or coming into the US to do business. And in that line, the opportunities, the access opportunities which has been provided by the US, they are very nice. And especially I've seen, because of my experience of 2 years, that I think the New Jersey state is the most active state in that sense. They are having offices in India in the form of, I think, Choose New Jersey. I regularly meet New Jersey Economic Development Authority people, Choose New Jersey people, and the other New Jersey authorities. And yes, I can definitely say that they are the most active ones. And I was excited to see one of the data in Miss Aline's, that I think more than 18,000 people are doing business with India with respect to exports and imports. So that shows that New Jersey state is very important for India, and likewise, India is also very important for New Jersey. So I think to increase the partnership, we not only need the nation to nation partnership, we also need nation to state and state to state maybe. So in that regard, I must give my thanks to Entry India, Entry USA, to New Jersey SBDC, to the New Jersey authorities, and to the organizations like TPCI in India. So they are now the regular partners in that sense, that TPCI brings the delegation to USA, and I think they have brought the delegation to New Jersey twice or thrice in the last 1 or 2 years. So that shows the seriousness of the organizations also, in that sense that they want to improve the trade. I'm very excited to hear from the panelists, because it includes the topics like doing business in India and doing business in New Jersey. So like I said it before, that many of the businessmen or the business people in India wants to have offices here, wants to bring the, for example, the goods here, and they want to operate in a way that they want to own their warehousing facilities. For all these things, actually, we need to look at the rules or the regulations and the legal authorities, how they can do. And if they want to know, I think this is the best forum to know. So I think we will learn more in the panel discussions. And one thing in the end, I just want to say that, as Naveen ji said, that Indians and US both are having aspiration to grow, and that is the thing which I like the most. That this is the time where this partnership can increase the pie also, and increase the business from both the countries. So, without wasting any time, I think we all should look forward to the panel discussions, and we should learn more about the India-US businesses. I once again thanks all the authorities and all the organizers of this webinar. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Manishji. Thank you for the insight. And I want to make everyone aware that Manishji will remain with us throughout the webinar today. So there may be some questions that you want to ask, and that Mr. Manish Kulhari will address at the end of the webinar. So, first of all, once again, considering the time limitations we have, so I have concisely summarized the speakers' profiles to best fit the interest of the audience. Next speaker with us is Mr. Virat Bahari. Mr. Virat Bahari is Joint Director, Trade Promotion Council of India and Editor, India Business and Trade, a thought leadership platform dedicated to international trade. He heads the Trade and Research Industry Outreach Initiatives at TPCI. And Mr. Bahari has nearly 20 years of experience across domains of media, communications, research, brand promotion, digital marketing, and business journalism. So, Viratji, the mic is yours, sir.
Thank you so much, Naveen ji. Shri Manish Kulhari ji, Consulate General of India in US and in New York, esteemed speakers on the panel, industry participants from India and the US, welcome you all to this session on cross-border business expansion opportunities between India and the state of New Jersey, which has been organized by TPCI in collaboration with New Jersey Small Business Development Center and Entry India. Would just like to express my regret for our chairman who could not attend the session to speak at the session due to some exigencies. So I'm representing TPCI on his behalf. So I'll be just giving a brief overview of how we see the India-US relationship has been trending, and it's obviously very fascinating, and our research team and our content team monitors it very closely. We share a very pivotal diplomatic and trade relationship. When you look at the latest data for 23-24, India's exports to the US were recorded at US $77.5 billion, which accounts for 17.7% of our total exports. It's India's largest export market, and what's even more interesting is that the share of US in India's exports is over twice the share of our second largest market, which is the UAE. And the 5-year CAGR is also quite robust at 7.9%. When I look at the 6-digit level top exported products, we come to medicaments, that is pharma, which is US $6.4 billion, with 8.5% share of our exports, diamonds with US $5.9 billion, and petroleum products, US $5.3 billion. This is the 2023 data. But what I find particularly encouraging is the trend in categories like smartphones, US $4.7 billion, with 6.2% share of our exports, and photovoltaic cells, exports of 1.7 billion and 2.3% of our exports. What's interesting is that in these products, India had virtually very little presence in the world market till a few years ago. And the growth of these categories, and we see this every day in the news, it highlights a very encouraging trend both for Indian companies and also with that US efforts to diversify its supply chain, which is something which countries have been focusing on in general since the COVID pandemic hit us all. Conversely, the US is India's fourth largest source country for imports, with total imports of US $42.1 billion and a 5-year CAGR of 3.5%. It is also the third largest source of FDI for India, with around 9% of total FDI inflows in 23-24. Overall, I would say the India-US partnership appears to be living up to its promise. Since the turn of this century, we've been saying that it is one of the most defining partnerships of the 21st century, be it in terms of diplomatic ties, political relations, business and startup collaboration, even people-to-people contact. The two countries are at the forefront of global collaboration, even bilaterally and even on multilateral forums in a number of critical areas: blue economy, space, semiconductors, smartphones, green technology, defense, tourism, education, digitization, industry 4.0. Actually, it's a pretty huge list of the areas where we are collaborating. From TPCI's perspective, we therefore believe that India-US trade relations will remain on an upward trajectory in the coming years, giving the compelling complementarities, the strong bilateral relations, and the mutual dependence which we feel between the two sides on a global level. TPCI, in fulfillment of its core objective as India's premier trade and investment promotion council, has organized a number of successful delegations of Indian companies to the US. We are, in fact, greatly enthused by the response of businesses from both countries, and we hope to accelerate our efforts in this direction in the coming years. We have also had the privilege of hosting sizable US buyer delegations at TPCI's flagship trade show, Indus Food, which is Asia's premier exclusive B2B trade exhibition for the food and beverage industry. We organize this every year with the support of Department of Commerce, Government of India. I would like to inform you that our 8th edition is coming up very shortly, January 8 to 10 in Greater Noida, India. It will be hosting around 1,800 exhibitors, covering 80,000 plus square meters of exhibition space and 10,000 plus buyers from over 100 countries. It's a fantastic platform for F&B businesses, and it's an exclusive B2B platform where companies can have dedicated, time to discuss business opportunities with each other. And it has been so successful that exhibitors keep coming back year after year because the platform has got that kind of an impact. For the first time, Indus Food will be featuring 2 concurrent trade exhibitions. One will be in Indus Food Manufacturing, that covers 4 sub-events: food processing technology, packaging technology, ingredients, and hospitality technology. And Indus Food Agri-Tech, which is agri-tech, aquaculture tech, dairy and poultry farming technology, thereby covering the entire food and beverage value chain from farm to fork. So we are now becoming an integrated farm to fork trade show. So I would just like to mention that US-based food and beverage companies which are looking for market expansion and investment opportunities in the Indian market are welcome to explore opportunities at Indus Food as well, because now it is open to international exhibitors. Overall, to just summarize, India has a tremendous opportunity to strengthen its trade ties with the US. As I said, American businesses are focusing on diversifying the supply chains. This shift opens up exciting prospects for our companies. And therefore, today's webinar on business expansion opportunities between India and New Jersey is both timely and exciting. As we note, New Jersey is not just a key market, but also serves as a strategic gateway for Indian businesses who are interested in the US market at large. So we are eager to hear from the panel of experts as they share insights into regulatory frameworks, market opportunities, proven strategies for success, and facilitated mechanisms which they have for Indian companies. And I'm sure these discussions are vital for fostering stronger trade and investment ties between India and New Jersey, thereby paving the way for mutually beneficial growth. Thank you so much, and over to you, Naveen ji.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing so many insights. And I know I'm jumping the gun here, but still I want to bring something to the forum and very much interest to Mr. William Spear. So when Indus Food does their events in India, I know there are, I know personally, I know more than 15-20 companies from here going there in an exhibition. And Mr. Spear, this is the first time Indus Food has agreed to invite these sellers from US to host their products or exhibit there at Indus Food Show, one of the premium shows in India. So companies listening to this, and if they're interested in selling their products in the Indian market, then Virat Bari and their organization TPCI is the best organization to support you with that. So
thank you.
I just brought it into the picture. All right. Well, thank you very much, Viratji. Now, next speaker is Claudia Yarborough, an expert international specialist at small business administration. With over 30 years at SBA, Ms. Yarborough is an international trade officer focusing on helping entrepreneurs explore international opportunities and grow their businesses. Her expertise lies in counseling businesses and fostering partnerships that empower entrepreneurs to thrive. So, Claudia, you can start anytime now.
Good morning, everyone. Elaine, thank you so much for inviting SBA to be a part of your Exporting annual series. Exporting is a hot topic when working with SBA. Small business owners and entrepreneurs are empowered to succeed with access to capital, valuable resources, business know-how, and the right expertise for each stage of the business cycle. The SBA Resource Partner Network is available when you need reliable advice to start or grow your business. The SBA can connect you with experts who understand the business climate at both a national level as well as in your specific region or market. The SBA's Resource Partner Network helps to extend our reach to serve the nation's small business community outside of our district office, which is in Newark, New Jersey. We cover the entire state of New Jersey. Whether you need to create a successful business plan, get expert advice on expanding your business, train your team, the SBA makes sure you're never far from the help you need. In New Jersey, next slide. In New Jersey, the SBA have several resource partners such as the Women Business Center, like ADA, WCEC, the Small Business Development Center, SCORE, and the Veteran Business Outreach Center. The resource partners can assist you in updating your export business plan and other matters such as funding for your small business. The resource partners can also provide you with a brief description of your business product or service which will be exported, an explanation of how the loan proceeds would enable the business to enter a new export market or expand in an existing export market, the countries to which the business will export, and an estimate of the borrower's export sales for the 12-month period following the date of the loan application. Our resource partners can be found on the SBA New Jersey District Office website, which is www.sba.gov/NJ. Click on the right side and look for local assistance. Thank you. I am Claudia Yarborough, Lender Relations Specialist and Export Specialist at the SBA New Jersey District Office.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Claudia. Thank you so much. So now we're going to start off with our panel session. So the first panel is doing business in India, which I will. Ms. Barlow, Acting Director of International Trade Administration at the U.S. Department of Commerce, has 21 years of experience in export promotion. She specializes in sectors like healthcare, aerospace, and IT, while working closely with economic development organizations to facilitate international business growth. Janice, the floor is yours.
Very good. Thank you to Elaine and Naveen and to the hosts for putting together this program. It's very much appreciated. My name is Janice Barlow. I am the director of our U.S. Commercial Service Office in Trenton, New Jersey. I work for the U.S. Department of Commerce under the International Trade Administration umbrella, but we're best known as the U.S. and Foreign Commercial Service. Next slide, please. We have, give or take, 100 offices throughout the U.S. that do what I do, and our offices overseas are in about 80 countries. We are the commercial section of a U.S. embassy or consulate, and we have a large presence throughout India. Next slide. We have 2 offices in New Jersey. As mentioned, I'm in our Trenton, New Jersey office, and I have one additional colleague. We cover that area in blue. And my counterparts, I have 3 colleagues in our Newark, New Jersey office covering the green area. Next slide. Our focus, who are our clients and what do we do? We don't do anything on the importing side. Everything is on the exporting. We do focus, we can work with large companies, but our bread and butter are small, medium-sized U.S. companies. And for myself specifically, New Jersey companies. Companies must have minimum 51% U.S. content to work with our agency, and you must be an established company. You must already be doing business domestically for a year or 2 and have a product or service that is export ready. We don't really focus on entrepreneurs or new businesses. That's where Claudia made some great comments about her business universe. So we work very closely with our other New Jersey-based resource partners. Next slide. I have a lot of slides, so I'm not going to delve too deep into a lot of this. I know the slides will be shared with everyone, but general overview of some of the 4 pillars that we concentrate on is export counseling, market intelligence, business matchmaking, and commercial diplomacy. And I'll dive a little bit deeper into each of those in coming up slides. Next slide. Again, we can help companies on a variety of topics, including export solutions. We do have research, market intelligence. We can assist with regulations and agreements, resolve trade problems, and we do offer a variety of events, whether they're domestic or overseas. Next slide. This is a snapshot of one of our web pages, trade.gov/export solutions. Each of these, and again, you'll get the slides, each of these are a hot link that can take you to different topics, whether it's learning how to export for newer companies or doing due diligence. But these are all hot links for when you get the presentation. Next slide. Okay, for export counseling, someone like myself or one of my colleagues in New Jersey would set up a meeting with a company. Right now, they're typically Teams meetings, but we can talk about what you are doing as a company, what you're looking to do overseas, so assist with your planning and strategizing. We usually are business facilitators when it comes to the legal and regulatory issues, but we can gather information and refer out the appropriate resources. Same goes. Commercial guides are an excellent no-fee resource that are written every year by my counterparts, the U.S. Department of Commerce and State Department colleagues overseas. So with regards to India, this is probably a 100-page document that's written annually on what the trade landscape is, opportunities, challenges, etc. For India. The next link is one of our fee-based services that we can offer companies for background due diligence reports. And then again, we do have trade resources to gather data. Next slide, please. A great amount of the work that I do with companies is the business matchmaking. These are fee-based services to help companies identify vetted partners. Depending on what the company's criteria would be, I would be working, again, in this case, with my colleagues in India on a specific industry sector, depending on who the New Jersey company is. We put together trade missions, trade shows we assist with. We are the U.S. Pavilion at any given show, and then we can offer customized in-country company promotions. Next slide. Commercial diplomacy, advocacy is if a U.S. company is competing on a foreign government tender, and we can get involved. It's a very high level, kind of a longer involved service that my colleagues in D.C. can offer New Jersey companies through our advocacy. And then trade problems. We have, again, a lot of these are sister agencies here, but the tank. Okay, next slide. This is a stagnant snapshot. All of our offices overseas have websites, trade.gov and then /country. So I took a snapshot of our homepage for the U.S. Commercial Service in India. You could just see a couple of the links on the bottom left. That the page is larger than what I was able to capture. But the second link down there is the country commercial guide. So again, it's a really great resource for U.S. companies to get an idea of what's going on in the business landscape in India. Next slide. This is the snapshot of the country commercial guide. You'll see in the center there the 7 key topics doing business, and these are all hot links: doing business, leading sectors, customs, regulations, standards, selling, digital economy, and there's a couple more sections further down. Next slide. These are some statistics that we've gathered for the New Jersey business landscape. And then on the right-hand side are some quotes from some of the clients we've worked with. Next slide. The New Jersey District Export Council is a wonderful organization. It's a volunteer group of business leaders who are in the international landscape, and they are a advisory board for us here in New Jersey. We just had one of our 4 quarterly meetings in person last week, and we hold twice a year networking function. So we had that up in Livingston, New Jersey, and I had to depart early, but I think there was over 100 folks that joined that networking session. Next slide. These are some of the things that the District Export Council, also known as New Jersey DEC, can help with. Counseling and mentoring is probably one of the strongest items that they can support New Jersey businesses. As a government employee, we're not allowed to advocate with Congress or trade policy. So the District Export Council are private sector folks and are able to be a voice for New Jersey businesses. Next slide. This is a wonderful event. It's will be our 3rd year. It's hosted by our New Jersey DEC. It's our New Jersey International Trade Awards event, and it will be coming up next May 13th at the Kenilworth Golf Club. And we are looking for New Jersey businesses to recognize. So please do, when you get the slides, read this more carefully, and you can self-nominate in one of the 4 levels for the awards. Next slide. And final slide, this is myself and my counterpart in our Newark, New Jersey office. Contact information. And again, I want to thank you, Elaine and Nevin, and all of our other co-hosts for the opportunity to speak to you today. But back to you, Naveen.
Thank you, Janice. Thank you so much. I tell you, I've been in touch with the USCS office for last maybe 2 decades. And at one point of time, I mean, this is for the companies from New Jersey, there were 7 offices of US commercial service in India, more than any other country in the world, of course, other than US. So they had, and I have been to various offices in US, in India, and one in Delhi, that is USCS office in Connaught Place. And I tell you, every piece of information Janice shared is a golden nugget. All the resources on that commercial guide, I mean, if you go over that, you just cannot make a mistake in finding an opportunity, and the services that Janice office offers, that will work out the best, if you try to explore that. So thank you, Janice. Thank you so much. And now, I'm going to get into, this is the other part of the presentation, the expert, Mr. William Spear, who is a manager of export promotion at New Jersey Business Action Center. This is the grease. This is the lubrication. This is where the money lies. So every company in New Jersey who's an export house or exporting to other parts of the world and want to export to India, you have to hear Bill speaking. So let me give you a small background. Bill Spear works for New Jersey small and mid-sized companies interested in expanding sales and their customer base export. He started his state career in 1998 after 15 years of private sector experience. Bill also serves as the director of New Jersey State Trade Extension Program to provide financial awards to domestic New Jersey eligible small businesses that are new to export, as well as those businesses who currently sell their goods and services to other countries. So Bill, the floor is yours. Please get started.
Naveen, I might as well go home. You've done a better job than I could ever hope to do. But it is a pleasure, both Navin and to Elaine, to be here today. I've had the pleasure of working with both of you for many years. So what I want to do is touch upon a couple points that have been made by those folks that have spoken before me. And each of these are important. And I'm then going to gently recast what I'm speaking about. Elaine, you know this, I've told this to you 1,000 times. When companies come to us and they are talking about the component pieces of success, what they need to do to, before they go and do anything, but when they need to put in place their businesses, whether it's the planning process or the understanding of various legal aspects of running a business, the SBDCs here in the state of New Jersey have no peer. Full stop. Period. Stop the conversation there. So if you're a New Jersey company, or if you're a company that is here in the state and looking to get a baseline understanding of various regulatory requirements, aspects of doing business in the state of New Jersey, you absolutely have to pick up the phone and talk with Elaine or one of her peers in the other counties. So Elaine, I thank you for that. And Navin, I want to go back to what you said about your experience showing that U.S. and of course I'm going to make it New Jersey products just setting a standard of excellence and quality. You have shared that elsewhere many times, and for that I appreciate it. And I'm going to spend a minute or two on that in just a moment. And then other points have been made along the way about with particular to the consul in terms of facilitating exporters in your country, in India. Well, that's really what I do. I don't have a country, obviously. I have a state. And I work with New Jersey exporters to grow New Jersey jobs and to increase their exports around the world. Yes, you've heard, everybody has heard many times, India is a tremendous market, et cetera. And absolutely, we encourage companies to do business there, to increase their jobs here in New Jersey. And the Office of Export Promotion is part of an entity called the Business Action Center. The Business Action Center sees itself as and places itself in a position to function as advocates and mentors for companies in the state of New Jersey. Advocacy and mentors, that is everything we do. And it covers a really broad path or a broad spectrum of things that we want to do. We see ourselves as supporting an economy that's as vibrant and as diverse as the entrepreneurs that live here. And I think that also gets reflected in where the companies of New Jersey do business. We are talking about businesses conducting their sales, growing home jobs in every market around the world that is currently open to U.S. companies. The Business Action Center has got 5 internal units: business advocacy, small business advocacy, state planning, a recently added cannabis training academy, and my unit, the Office of Export Promotion. And again, we exist to help companies grow jobs through the act of selling their goods and services overseas. As an example, in 1921 through 1923, the most recently closed out STEP program, which we'll talk about, the state of New Jersey helped New Jersey companies, the Export Promotion Office helped New Jersey companies realize 55.4 million of sales. Those are not my numbers. Those are not guesses. Those are not estimates. Those are data points provided by New Jersey exporters. Those same companies either created or retained 1,100 jobs here in the state of New Jersey, just within a 24-month period of time. That's what we do. It's easy to get caught up with the STEP program. That's a very, Navin, to use your word, it is grease. It makes things happen in situations where they couldn't happen otherwise. But we also do it in other ways too. For every STEP company, there's probably 100 companies that are not quite ready to be that aren't quite ready to begin exporting. And we do a lot of training. We do a lot of one-on-one counseling. Everybody has just heard Janice Barlow talk about the counseling there at the federal agency. We do the same thing, and we're putting in place those resources at a state level, including the SBDCs, to fortify them economically and to prepare them to go internationally. So that counseling could be as modest as developing an export plan. It could be as modest as encouraging companies to make sure their domestic operations are in place. It could be as almost comical as talking with a would-be exporter and asking them point blank, well, what are you doing about customer service? You know, when it's Thanksgiving and your family's going to visit another family, who's going to pick up that customer service call? So there's a lot of things that happen before companies even really proactively begin to look overseas for trade. And we try to put those things in place. We want them to be long-term, successful, and sustainable exporters. So in addition to introducing them to the different colleagues that are here, Janice, Claudia, Abby Martinez is coming up a little bit later. And to Elaine, all those folks are important to getting ready to go. Now, when the time comes to actually engage in international trade, we do have a very special product that is funded by Claudia and Abby at the SBA. It's called the State Trade Expansion Program. And what this does is it helps in select export activities that are going to promote the sales of U.S. made, and in this case, think U.S./New Jersey, but U.S. made products, goods, and services to buyers around the world. The most obvious pieces of this are going to be attending a trade show. And Naveen, I've got one big block of my notes all blocked out that says Indus. You know, we're going to talk about that after today. I thank you for that alert. I had not heard that they had opened that up in that manner, so I appreciate that. But trade shows are a very, very active part of pursuing international trade, and we are supporting them with STEP funds, those that are eligible. Janice and her agencies also do a lot with trade missions. We've got several companies. We just had one come back from a trade mission. We are supporting those trade missions as well. And most people know trade shows, trade missions, etc. There are some other things that are equally effective that don't get that same level of exposure. Helping to internationalize a website, encouraging the translation of product literature into the language of the buyers. And there's a couple others as well. So as we talk about STEP, and it's going to be, you know, a fairly modest part of today, but we would encourage anybody interested to have further conversation. Look at all the different ways you can communicate with your buyers, either being there in person or translating your website, translating your product literature. And the Office of Export Promotion would welcome a conversation with regards to that. We'll talk. We know how to talk. Like everybody on this panel, we know how to talk. And we'll make sure that everything's in place. But our goal really is to make the companies or help the companies be, as I said a moment ago, sustainable in the long term, successful in the long term, and then concurrent with that, growing jobs here in the state of New Jersey. And with that, Naveen, Elaine, once again, let me say thank you for allowing me to participate. And I'm going to turn the floor right back over to you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Will. Thank you. Lovely. Thank you so much for a wonderful presentation. And of course, we'll talk about Indus Food with Virat after the show is over. All right. Okay. Now it's time for me to bring in another industry expert. He's not only an industry expert, but he himself is a case study. And I want every American company who's tuning into this call, listen to what Gaurav has to say. And also the companies in India, you must listen what Gaurav has to say. Gaurav?
Hi, Naveen.
Hold on.
Yeah, so Gaurav, in very short, not only...
Naveen?
Yes.
Excuse me, do you want to put his slides up now?
Oh, okay. No, Gaurav can do that.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
Gaurav, you're going to
Yes.
do. Okay, so sorry. Thank you.
No, that's
Thank
okay.
you.
That's okay. So, you know, everyone, so Gaurav not only helped companies with finding distributors or e-commerce in India for foreign companies and also an American company he'll talk about. But he went further down. He helped the company, the American company, with a manufacturing in India, not to export to US, but to expand further in the market around India, in Nepal or Bhutan or Bangladesh. So Gaurav is a man to listen to, and he has a vast experience in hand-holding these foreign companies to enter Indian market. So Gaurav, I know you
Yes.
have 10 minutes. We are a little behind schedule.
Yes.
So I would really request you to put everything, package it up within 10 minutes. I know even 2 hours is short for you, but please do the job.
Sure. Thank you, Naveen. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity, and being part of this exclusive team of panelists is a great honor. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I would like to be as precise as possible for this presentation. So, as you know that, I specialize into India entry. I started this in 2007, and I was part of a company called Technova. And since then, I've been helping various foreign companies to establish in India. So, I would like to divide this presentation into 6 parts. I will not go through all the parts in detail because we are short of time, but I would like to cover most of the points. As you know, thankfully, Claudia and Janice and William has covered most of the parts. So I would like to skip that roadmap, because roadmap to enter Indian market can be customized according to the company and the type of company, like the kind of products which they have. It could be consumer based or it could be industrial. So we can export, we can have our own enterprise in India. So there are various ways to enter Indian market. So we can discuss that in detail. Or what I've done, I have done a small audio also on this, which we can share with the audience later on, which they can listen to us. I would like to focus that, while selecting the strategy to enter in Indian market, first of all, we need to study the market. What is it all about? Where can we market our product? Who is our target audience? What is the competition? So those are the things which we need to understand before entering a market. So we need to do a study. And then on the basis of that study, we decide, which route to enter Indian market and how. And for that, the first foremost thing is funding. We need to ensure that our business is being run for like at least 7 to 8 years to get a result in India. We need to have patience to stay in the market. So for that, we need to at least know how to sustain in that market for 6 to 7 years. That's my personal experience. Before that, you would not be able to understand that whether your product is suitable for the market or not. You have to so plan your strategies, how much deep pockets you have. Plan your strategies according to your budget. So budgeting is very, very important to enter into Indian market. My experience has been, whichever company has stayed longer, has spent more time than money. I'm talking time is more important than money. And for spending the time, you need to have money. So spend more time in Indian market with whatever money you have. Let's suppose if I have $100,000, so I should, at least try to spend 2 years with that $100,000 initially. And then, we need to keep investing for at least 6-7 years, keep testing the product, keep, at least run the show for 6-7 years to understand the market. So funding is very important. There are various ways of funding: bootstrapping, venture capital, ask for a loan, FDI, whichever way you would like to do, but at least ensure your funding first to enter any market. And then, for consumer product, Amazon is playing a very good role for foreign companies to export into Indian market, especially USA. They provide large customer audience, good, distribution, supply chain network, very good marketing information, as they have access to all, various parts of India. And India is a very complex, country. It's a mixture of lot of cultures, lot of languages, vast geography. So Amazon actually connects those dots, those various aspects of India, and can be a good platform to start with for consumer-based products, for D2C. And what we need to understand is the main thing which you need to do while entering into Indian market, that is the easiest way, and that is GST, goods and services tax. You need to register for that. So you need a local person who can register for yourself, and then you can sell this product in India, whichever. If you want to export also, if you want to export through Amazon, then also you need a GST registration, because this is a tax which is being charged where the good is being consumed, not where it is produced. So GST is a very simple taxation structure. You can easily get those consultants in India and go for GST registration first. That is again an important part of entering into India. Just understand GST, you will be well versed with Indian business then. And then marketing strategy depends on your target audience. How would you like to market? Where you would like to market? India has various languages, various regions. Let's suppose in South India only, every state has a different language. So it's sometimes your marketing strategy might differ, and you have to pinpoint a particular state where you have to test your product, and you can see if your product is penetrating in that particular area. So your entire communication should be according to that particular state only. So right now, I'll go to my case study where I would like to discuss that, how I have, helped a company called Flytrap.in. Actually, Flytrap is not a US-based company. It is funded by a US-based company. The US-based company is called Enterprise of CC. It's a Pennsylvania-based company. And this company manufactures various products for various labels like Black Flag or Victor or Catchmaster into pesticide industry. So what we did, we tried to launch those products in India. And we tried to use US commercial services for partner identification, and we used their gold key services. So we went to various companies, like big consumer distribution companies, who can actually be our distributor and can market this product in India. US commercial services definitely helped us. They made us meet with big companies like Godrej, Tainwala, Reckitt Benckiser. We pitched them, we gave them some samples also. And we got a positive response. Despite that, those companies were not ready to invest in our product. They were not ready to market for our product. So, but we understood that the product has a market in India. So what we need to do is we need to establish our own business in India. So what we did, they collaborated with me. I gave them an umbrella organization to work with. Under my GST only, I started importing their product through import-export code. And initially, while importing, we sell the product. We tested the product. The product got good response through Amazon. So we imported more quantity next time. And then, we tested more. And we designed our strategy to reach out to our customers in a way that, they can end their local languages. So that also clicked with us. We got a very good response when we marketed our product in their local regional languages. So that was a case study. Then what we found that while importing, we have to pay a lot of import duties. So instead of importing the entire product, we tried to develop, the crucial part used to come from USA, but the packaging and the other things we tried to do source locally. So we identified few vendors, we shared designs with them. They made us the local version of those products. And then, we came up with assembling the unit and then packaging and marketing in India. And it really worked for us because what happened while we were doing this product, while we were in testing phase, the challenge which came up to us was that people started copying our product and they were copying at a lower cost. So pricing was also a problem for us. So to meet that out, what we did was we launched this product at a very low cost where nobody can beat us. So that was, we wanted to, and we decided that, we will not increase the price for at least a specific period of time. So that actually helped us, the small people, small competitors who were trying to copy and wanted to sell cheap copies, they were out of the market. And now we are actually the leader in this segment because we were original. Our product was actually performing very well. It has a very good feedback. So that was, while we stayed longer in the market, we were able to, beat the competition also. And now the product is being manufactured in India. Still a licensed part is being imported. Partly is being manufactured in India. We are providing at a low cost product, and we have developed entire social media presence, web presence. Digital marketing is providing a very good way to reach out to customers. a very cost-effective way. But actually, when we have to talk about branding, when you have to mass sales, we definitely have to adopt major channel like big traditional mode of advertising like newspaper, television, radio that really helps you in increasing your sales. But initially we actually stuck on Amazon, then digital mode, then through main traditional ways of marketing. So this is the case study which I wanted to discuss you guys, and you can share this presentation. Most of the information is provided on the PPT, but I was trying to be very precise in my presentation so that you guys can understand, like, the main thing which I wanted to emphasize is patience, and keep in mind that you need at least 6 to 7 years. If you enter into the market, you should have at least 6 to 7 years to give, so that you can see whether your product is actually successful or not. That time period is needed, and it's very, very, very rare case that you launch a product and it is being taken from the market. But Amazon is actually providing a good platform for that purpose, that if your product is really good and if it has good ratings, it has a higher chance of getting a good business in India. But again, you need to have budget to see how well you can distribute. Amazon is providing a good platform for foreign companies to enter Indian market. So here I would like to pause, and if you want more details, this presentation will be shared with you, and you can write into us in case you want any other specific information regarding your product or services or this thing. Thank you, Naveen. I think I have taken less than 5 minutes to complete my presentation.
Good job. Very good, Gaurav. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Gaurav.
Great.
Much appreciated. I have known you for maybe 17, 18 years now. And Janice, you could see that he himself purchased the Gold Key services, used the Gold Key services. And at the same time, let me tell Janice also that it was the US Commercial Service Department that introduced me with Gaurav 17, 18 years back in Delhi. So that, the kind of resources that your office has in India, they are phenomenal. And Gaurav is a live example of that. Thank you, Gaurav. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Now with that, we are going to enter into the second panel, that is doing business in the US. Even though I will introduce the speakers, but Ellen will moderate it the way that she likes to. I'll participate in whatever ways I will during this session. So the first panel speaker we have here is Bill Noonan. William Noonan is the Chief Business Development Officer at Choose New Jersey, New Jersey's leading nonprofit economic development organization. Bill manages a team of business development officers and oversees the organization's international teams to identify growth opportunities, nurture client relationships, and develop strategies to promote interest in New Jersey as an ideal business location. Bill has deep connections with New Jersey's technology ecosystem, including Jersey City Hoboken startup community. So with that said, Bill, you're the first speaker for doing business in US. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Naveen. I really appreciate it, Elaine. I thank you for helping put this together as well, and to my colleagues who work on the export promotion. We work closely as well. But the main interest for Choose New Jersey, the organization that I lead the business development team for, it's for investment into New Jersey. So our goal as a nonprofit economic attraction organization is to provide services to companies free of charge on how to do business in New Jersey. And we also tell people why to do business in New Jersey. So I'll start with the how to do business first, and how we support organizations. Do this in a number of ways. First, we can help you find a location, whether you're looking for a manufacturing site, a warehouse site, if you're looking for office space, if you're looking for lab space. We work very closely with organizations on what their needs are. So Choose New Jersey helps 7 different sectors. So it's life sciences, and life sciences covers everything from pharmaceuticals to cell and gene therapy and anything that falls under that umbrella. Technology, and technology is from AI to coding services, so that's a large group as well. Financial services, including fintech. Food and beverage, a very large sector for us as well. Logistics, advanced manufacturing, clean energy, and film and television. So those are the sectors where New Jersey really leads. We have 2 offices in India. We travel to India every year. We have close relationships with a number of organizations in India, including NASSCOM and CII and numerous other ones. And we're very supportive of companies that are looking to come to the state, whether it's helping with location, how to get your company started here. We work very closely with our sister organizations that are state agencies, even though we're not a state agency. The folks at the EDA, the Economic Development Authority, who have, I think it's now close to 70 programs for companies that are looking to do business in New Jersey, whether they're coming here or already established here. We can help put you in touch with the correct people there. With our friends at the Business Action Center, where Bill Spear sits, not only on the export promotion, but how to do business in New Jersey as well, how to get your company started. If there's any kind of permitting that needs to be done, they are a great organization that supports companies as well. We're fortunate that on our board, we have relationships with almost every university in the state. So if you're looking for support in doing research, if you're looking collaborations with universities, we can make those introductions. If you're looking for interns from those folks, we can do that. We make introductions to the Department of Labor, any of the other agencies within the state that can be supportive of you, from financial institutions, investments, those types of things. I won't steal from the EDA because, like I said, they have over 70 about 70 programs that are available. And also we do market research. So if there's anything that we can do to help support you in understanding what the workplace looks like, what the landscape looks like, the ecosystem for what you're looking to do, we can do that as well. We can support with introductions to company or to organizations like BioNJ, Tech United New Jersey, associations that can help you grow your company once you get to the state. And also we offer some marketing support. If you do come to the state, we'll do press releases and things along those lines. And that's a quick overview of the how to come to New Jersey. The why to come to New Jersey, that I could talk for hours about, right? It's a very easy sell for me, especially for the folks that are looking to come from India. One of the things that we're very proud of in the state is the diversity of our state. We're the most diverse state in the United States. We're very welcoming, and I know the diaspora from India is very large here. Every time I travel to India, somebody will say to me, oh, you don't have to tell me about that. I have an auntie who lives in Edison. So, they've either gone to school here, they have family here. There's a close relationship with India. And so that's, you're going to find people who think like you, who pray like you do, who have the same kind of values that you do. And we talk about values in the state because that's also very important for us, whether it's women's rights, voting rights, sensible gun control laws. All of these things are important, and that's what New Jersey has for you. So it's going to be a great place to raise a family. We have the #1 K through 12 education system. We have the top university in Princeton University, but we have a number of fantastic universities throughout the state. So education is important for us. We're not the least expensive place to live, but what you get, the basket of goods that you get for the value, is unmatchable on the East Coast. We are the leading state on the East Coast for job growth. We're an economic powerhouse, and we are a great place to land. There's direct access to flights to Newark. We have the largest port on the East Coast. So if you're importing, logistics is a really big opportunity here. So there are a number of reasons for you to come to New Jersey, and we can help you understand how to do that. So I know that we have a number of other speakers, and I want to be brief, but please, if anybody has any questions, reach out to me, Naveen and Elaine. I'm sure we'll send out our contact information, whether it's here in New Jersey or our 2 offices in India, that you can speak to us in the same time zone. So Naveen and Elaine, thank you very much for the time today, and happy to answer any questions for folks after the event.
Thank you,
so
Bill.
much.
Thank you so much. And I tell everyone that New Jersey, no doubt, is the most strategic state to land in US and expand your business. There is no better state, and you will not be homesick. I promise you that. Well, thank you, Bill. Thank you so much. Now going to next one is we have expert is Abby Martinez. Abby, Export Finance Manager at Small Business Administration's Office of International Trade, brings over 25 years of banking experience. She specializes in trade finance solutions, government guaranteed programs, and insured receivables financing to help exporters grow and manage their working capital effectively. So Abby, you can get started anytime now.
Thank you so much, Naveen, and thank you, Elaine, and thank you, really, everyone here. I want to echo all the sentiments of all the other speakers. I'm grateful to be here this morning, and I am especially thankful that you have taken the time out of your schedule to join us and to learn some more about the valuable resources available to you. As Naveen mentioned, my name is Abby Martinez. I'm an export finance manager here. I service the New Jersey market for the Small Business Administration, and I do work specifically with companies that export from the U.S. Our mission here at the Office of International Trade is to increase the number of small business exporters that there are, and also to increase the volume of U.S. exports. So definitely that's something that we're looking to grow. Next slide, please. The Office of International Trade actually mirrors what SBA as a whole provides. So you heard earlier from Claudia that mentioned some of these similar goals as far as counseling and technical assistance and loans and things of that nature. The only thing with the Office of International Trade is that we focus on global opportunities. So the Office of International Trade serves as a champion for small businesses at any stage of their export journey. So we want to make sure that you're not alone when you're selling globally. SBA has solutions for many of those obstacles and many solutions that you can find within the SBA. So for instance, you heard from Bill, the State Trade Expansion Program, or what we call STEP. We do have STEP grants that we offer. We do offer counseling and technical assistance, like Claudia mentioned. And then also we have some trade finance solutions as well. Next slide, please. I'm not going to go over these slides too much because they were already previously covered. But again, our STEP program is very important if you're looking to do participate, I should say, in any type of trade shows. If you want to improve your website, maximize your website or anything like that, definitely our STEP funds can be used for that. So that's definitely something you want to take a look at. It actually also helps to pay for some of the fees that some of the other agencies charge. So depending on what you're looking for, the STEP grant may be something that would be of interest to you. Next slide. As Claudia mentioned, we do have a whole export ecosystem available to you that is available to help you from starting your business, maybe helping you to mentor your business. We have what we call the UZACs, the Export Assistance Centers, and that's where I sit with the Department of Commerce, ITA, Genesis counterpart here in Newark, New Jersey. And basically all of these different agencies or different resources are available to you. And of course, I can't miss SBDC, right? So definitely Elaine is one of our ecosystem supporters as well. And in the state of New Jersey, I want to say we have about 9 small business development centers. That's the SBDC. And definitely they're there to help you grow your business, understand how to structure your business, and just really there for a lot of training and resources. Next slide. As far as more counseling and training, especially on the international side of things, we do have a wealth of information on our website. If you were to go to sba.gov/trade tools, we do have a lot of information as far as how companies can grow their business. We also have an international trade hotline, an email address that you can touch base with touch base with professionals here in our Office of International Trade, and they can assist you and direct your email to where it needs to go. So whether it's maybe to me to help you with financing, or maybe it's to one of our district office to help you with understanding, or maybe it's even to one of our partner organizations, to help you find a location, or whether maybe it's to the Department of Commerce to see, information on country information, so definitely, we're there to help be a advocate for you and to help find the right solution. We also have a lot of export education events online. I would encourage you to visit our website, because again, I can talk and talk, but I'll tell you, sometimes I even go into our website and I get lost, right? Because it is just so much information that is out there, and such great information, and you just kind of go down little rabbit holes. So definitely, when you get this presentation, bookmark these websites so that you have quick access to them. Next slide. So lastly, I just want to mention that our trade finance solutions, we do have loans available for companies that are interested in growing their business. Most of our loans, you have to have at least 1 year in business, especially if you're working with a bank. Now, we do have some lenders or some organizations that are looking to help startups. We do have some organizations that are looking to help those newer companies that maybe don't have that year of business under their belt. So definitely those community advantage companies or our micro lenders, they would be ready and available to help you, on that beginning part of your journey. Once you have started that journey, then we have these 3 different export programs available. Our most flexible program is our Export Express. It provides you up to $500,000 worth of financing. It could be structured as a line of credit or a term loan. It really is for export business development and working capital needs. We also have our export working capital and our international trade loan, both that are a $5 million limit on the loan, but really our export working capital is more of a line of credit for you to have working capital to grow your business, and our international trade loan is a term loan that could be used to help purchase equipment to grow your exports. So they're slightly different, but they're both export related. Next slide. And I do want to just mention this new program that we have out. It is our 7A Working Capital Pilot Program. It was actually, it began to be offered in August of this year. We find that there is a need for financing of companies that are involved in exports. And our current programs quite weren't fitting the right niche, if you will, of customers. And we felt that this one is going to really complement that 100%, because we notice most small and medium-sized businesses, maybe on the export side, they may only have 10-15% of their sales are international, whereas the rest of it is domestic. So we really needed to come up with a program that could help those companies. And the best thing about this is that you can have both your domestic and your international under one line of credit. And that's really the beauty to this program. And if you'd like more information, please feel free to reach out to me. Next slide. Okay, so what are the opportunities for the international trade and exporting? Well, as you heard earlier today, there's a lot of opportunity. We have a lot of different metrics here in the state. As we know, 95% of the world's consumers are outside of the U.S., so this definitely helps to provide a good ground or good foundation for you to build your business. And remember that companies who export are typically more financially stable. We heard about jobs. We heard they're less dependent on one market, right? So they're not just waiting for the U.S. to to be able to do sales. They're looking at other markets throughout the world, and they create higher paying jobs to grow the economy. So that's more reasons for a company to begin exporting. Next slide. And again, I just want to stress that you have a partner here at SBA's Office of International Trade. I appreciate the time and the opportunity to be here today and provide you this information. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. And Naveen and Elaine, thank you so much for allowing me to be here today. Thank you.
Thank you, Abby. Thank you so much for very deep, detailed information. All right, so now moving to the third expert. Here, I'm going to bring Jayanti Chandrasekhar. Jayanti is a Chief Growth Officer at Entry USA and has over 25 years of experience in business development with focus on defense and aerospace. She excels in strategy, market expansion, bridging gaps to drive successful business deals. Jayanti, now let me just, well, I don't know, Jayanti wrote some English here, but let me make it easy for everyone. Jayanti, you are my right hand, and I don't know what do I do without you. So everyone from India, listen to this. She can sell a floor mat to missiles. You can have her sell anything. Very important, very, very critical for an Indian company to be able to make a sale in the US. That's what you will hear from her. She has assisted, a few dozens of Indian companies with their US expansion and also execution. And as a matter of fact, let me share that with you. One of the Export Promotion Councils of India called ESC, Electronic and Computer Software Export Promotion Council, they have hired her to help 5 of their companies to sell their products and services in the US. And so she works with them, create the strategy, execute the strategy, talking to the clients, everything. You can just name it, whatever is to be done to sell the product, that's what she does. So Jayanti, the floor is all yours. Take the charge.
Okay. Thank you, Naveen. Thank you so much for everything that you said. Thank you, Elaine. Namaskar to all of you. As you're aware, Entry USA assists Indian companies to set a foothold in the US. We start with New Jersey, not because we're located here, but because of all the lovely facilities that New Jersey has to offer that Bill Noonan just spoke to you about. So a big thank you to you, Bill. Like my first slide says, I'll delve into a very practical approach for doing business in New Jersey. Believe me when I say it stems from our actual experience over the last couple of years. So onto the first slide where I have focus industries. I will leave the existing industries. Let's look at the emerging industries. Clean energy, biotechnology, artificial intelligence, food innovation, fintech, smart transportation is seeing a lot of interest, creative and digital media. There is a role for SMEs from India to play here. They can not only supply components from India, they can sell their services, they can be based out of India and offer their services to the emerging industries in New Jersey and other parts of the US, or they can be located here in the US. They can supply software, gamut of services for them to offer to the emerging industries. I would like to focus on what SMEs could offer traditionally, have been offering, which has American acceptance and which will continue to have American acceptance. So let's look at the food, for example. You get processed food from India, you get frozen food from India, you get all kinds of raw materials, ingredients, spices, you get health food, you get gluten-free food now. All of them find acceptance in the US markets. Textiles, a traditional industry from India. Indian cotton is very popular. India grows a lot of cotton. Of late, we've become more expensive than some of our neighboring countries. But of course, there's a lot of yarn that comes in. There's fabric that comes in. There's made-ups that come in. Woven and non-woven apparel comes into the US. Very well accepted and liked by the Americans. Cottage industry is playing a big role. There is an increase in demand for handmade products. And of course, silk finds a great presence in the US markets. Gems and jewelry, imitation jewelry, lab-grown diamonds. As we speak now, we have a number of companies from Surat in India that want to supply lab-grown diamonds here, and very, very popular indeed. So that's another big opportunity. Talking of eco-friendly products, packaging for the hospitality, the restaurant, the catering business, all kinds of recyclable products, be it containers or disposables or throwaways that they deal with on a day-to-day basis, made out of sugarcane or bagasse, which is sugarcane waste, finds a lot of acceptance. And India is very, very competitive in those aspects. Consumer utility products, daily products made out of, say, bamboo, for example. You have toothbrushes made out of bamboo. You have hair clips. You have trays. You have baskets. All of these will continue to find an acceptance. Yeah, next slide, please. Growing your business in New Jersey, yes, you need to know your target market. You need to know your environment. You need to have a very definitive strategy. You just can't, just because you manufacture something that you think you see in the US market shelves, it's not a way into the market. You need to have a very definitive strategy. You need to be able to adapt your marketing style. And most importantly, you need to choose the right go-to-market partners, be it the distributors, be it the importers, be it people who advise you, people who assist you, companies like ours. I will go deeper into the slide later, so let's move on to the next slide. What is the goal or the aim of the Indian companies? Yes, they want to establish a presence and sell their products and services in New Jersey, but what is key is generating revenue. And this is where Entry USA steps in. We not only incorporate a company for them in New Jersey, but we offer a gamut of other services. A company in New Jersey, incorporation of a company in New Jersey becomes important from the point of view buyers here in the US have more faith because of their physical presence. They know that you are not a fly-by-night operator. A company also means that we open a bank account for them here. It simplifies transactions between buyers and sellers. And graduating further, if you want to warehouse your products here, therein lies a huge stepping stone to success, because you have just-in-time products for delivery to your buyers here. Also importantly, there's no impact of foreign currency fluctuations felt by US buyers. They place their orders in US dollars, they receive their goods in US dollars. So that's a big, that's a big added advantage, so to say. No shipment delays, another blessing in disguise. Like Naveen said, we also offer sales facilitation. Buyers are very happy to interact real time with somebody who understands the local nuances, somebody who understands the local language, somebody who's present to answer the questions for them in a timely manner. And of course, we link this under an umbrella of our services. We have CPA services available. We offer legal services. We help you hire resources here in New Jersey and the United States. We help you with L1 visas. Our legal team also helps you with contracts that need to get into place between buyers and sellers. Next slide, please. What are the strategies to be adopted for success? It's very important that you're here in the business for a long haul. It is not about establishing company today and expecting results tomorrow. Miracles don't happen. Sometimes it does. Sometimes you're able to sell in a month, but sometimes you have to wait. You have to be patient. You have to wait for 6 months. You have to wait for 9 months. But thereafter, things will start picking up. So patience is key here. Also, your physical presence, your time is important. I think Gaurav mentioned about spending time in India. Your time in the US is also very, very important. So you have to dedicate time, energy, monies to be able to be successful in the US market. Key also is to give timely responses to your buyers. Always remember that you are not the only potential supplier for your buyer. Your buyers have suppliers from not just India, but from all over the world. So you have to be able to give very timely responses to your buyers, be it sending samples, be it answering technical questions. Whatever information is needed by a buyer in the US, you have to give it in a very timely fashion. These are very randomly arranged points, but believe me, all of them are very, very crucial points. Your pricing policy. I think you have to be very judicious in your pricing policy. It's no longer about the cost of my raw material is A, the cost of conversion is B, my profitability is C. So A plus B plus C, this is what I want as an end price. It doesn't work that way. You have to be competitive in a global market. It's a global environment. India has a good opportunity today, geopolitically, but yes, you have to be very, very judicious about how you price your product. E-commerce, I think, is a good step to enter the market if you're a new entrant into the market, because you can start initially by selling on Amazon, fulfilling the orders from India. You can slowly graduate to using Amazon and in the US and fulfill orders, because then the time taken for your product to reach the consumer is far less. In addition, you can use a lot of other e-commerce platforms like Faire, for example, or RangeMe, depending on the kind of products you manufacture or the services you have to offer. You have different e-commerce platforms that you can utilize. Very important that you adopt mechanisms for gaining consumer confidence. For example, if you are on an e-commerce platform, the only way you can get consumer confidence or gain consumer confidence and increase your index is by getting good reviews. If you falter, make one small mistake, and you have one bad review there on Amazon or any of the e-commerce channels, then I think you're ringing your death bell. So you've got to be very careful. Whatever you commit, please adhere to it, be in terms of quality, be it in terms of timely delivery. And talking of timely deliveries, I'd like to re-stress stock inventory in New Jersey to ensure timely delivery to customers here.